Hey everyone, welcome back to Scorecard Collectibles. Dave here, and I'm so excited you could join me for my Select Optimum album update. I've had so much fun collecting these awesome cards. I definitely think it's one of Select's best Series 2 in a while. And speaking of Select's premium releases, if you're watching this the Saturday morning it goes up, I'm sure just like me, you're super excited with the Supremacy live video later this afternoon. And if all goes to plan, we should be opening some Supremacy on the channel. But before we get too excited about Supremacy, let's first go back and see how my Optimum collection is looking. So I've got my handy dandy Optimum album, so let's kick things off with the base set. And right from the start, you'll see even after opening 3 boxes, I haven't been able to collect the full set, which is kind of annoying, but at the same time, it does make the base set a lot more sought after. So of course we start with Adelaide, and we are missing the header card of Adelaide and one of the players. And that's what the cards look like on the back. If I haven't ever shown that, I think I might have shown in the first video, but it gives you relatively brief stats about the player. Definitely keeping in the same design with that. It still to me looks like a genie coming out of a lamp. So we have the 3 final Adelaide cards, then Brisbane. And I think most of the teams that I'm missing cards for, it's usually, I think there's 2 cards that I'm missing. It's either complete set or there's 2 players or cards missing. And speaking of teams that I have the full set of, Carlton is the first. And they just look so great on the page when they're all complete and together. It's definitely not the greatest base design they've ever done. I think Dominance is still one of my favorites. But the white is very sleek, and especially with that gold, it's sort of a bit hard to see, but all of the names are in gold. It definitely makes it classy, but I can understand why people would find it a bit boring. But as I said, I think they look really cool. Now onto my Mighty Pies. But yeah, unfortunately, there are a couple of spots missing for me to complete. So that's a bit of work for me to do over the summer. But I did not have any of those problems with Essendon. We have collected the full set. And then on to the Dockers, which we also have all of the Dockers present. On to the boys from Geelong. And yeah, another full team set of the Cats. So it's not a huge amount of cards that I'm missing. Then on to the Giants. The orange really pops with that white background. And so does the Suns red. So that's another team I don't need to add any additional cards to the base set. But there is a Hawk that we are missing. Then we've got the reigning premiers after the final 3 Hawks. And then we've got Melbourne, but we have 2 that haven't returned from Perth. But the rest of the team are here. And then on to North Melbourne, we are missing their logo card. But we did pick up the logo card in the Optimum Plus inserts. So we do have a North Melbourne logo coming up soon. We've got a donut port page with 1 card in the middle missing. And then on to a team that I know many of you support, the Mighty Tigers. And we do have all of the Tigers present here. Then we have the Sainters, and they're all here as well. Sydney up next, and there is a 2-card gap here. But the Eagles are just missing one. Second last page with our 6 final Eagles. And then we have our first row of the doggies. And we have a complete kennel to see. And those are my Optimum 2021 base set. Now let's go through my Optimum Plus insert collection. These we're going to have to be a little bit creative because they don't show up the greatest on camera, but that angle is really good. So yeah, we'll make this work. We've got Adelaide with Rory Sloane and Paul Seedsman. We've got Lockie Neal from Brisbane. That's hard, a little bit hard to see. You can see him, but the text doesn't come up the greatest. Yeah, it's actually quite hard to get that specific angle to show up. And then we have 2 Blues with Mark Murphy and Jacob Wiedering. We've got 3 Pies because I bought Josh Dacos and Jamie Elliott, and Pendles came in one of my boxes. So we've got 3 Pies, and we move down, and we've got 2 Essendon cards with Darcy Parish and Jake Stringer. The text doesn't seem to show up super well on red cards, but certainly show up better for darker cards with a black or a deep purple. And that's our Freo cards with Adam Chera and David Mundy. We have 2 Geelong cards with Jeremy Cameron and Mitch Duncan. We moved into the reds again with 2 Suns with Brandon Ellis and Ben King. Try to get their names in. And then we move down to 2 Hawks with Ben McAvoy and James Sisley. We've got 2 Demons with Ed Langdon and Christian Petrarca. And the first of 3 logo cards, we've got the North logo card and Cam Zerha. I did say that the Blues show up better, but apparently not on these. Maybe it's just the middles. Not sure, but you can see the writing and the beautiful ornate pattern around the cards. Just really, really gorgeous designs. Then we have 2 Port cards with Trent McKenzie and the reigning Brownlow medalist in Ollie Wines. We have 2 Tigers with Trent Cotchin and Jaden Short. The Trent Cotchin was last off the line, number 455 of 455. Here we go, we've got some more red cards. We've got 2 Sainers with Nick Caulfield and Jack Steele. There they go. And then 2 Swans with the logo card and Isaac Heaney, the high-flying He-Man. Finally, we have 2 West Coast players with Tim Kelly and Josh Kennedy, and we have the Bulldogs logo card and Liberatore. There they go. So that's our normal Optimum Plus cards. And then I've got the header card from the base just sitting there because I had nowhere else to put it. So this is how I have arranged the rest of the Optimum Plus cards. We do have the Optimum Plus Parallels. So these were 3 per box. And we've got Rory Laird, Taylor Adams, Jeremy Cameron. So we got his base and the parallel. We also got James Sisley in the parallel, as well as the base. We've got Goldie. We have Hunter Clark. And we got a third parallel and base set with Isaac Heaney. So I put all of the rookie cards onto one page. We have 7 Optimum Plus rookie cards with James Rowe, Blake Coleman. We have 2 pies with Bo McCreary and Finlay McRae, which we got both of their DPSs, funnily enough. We got 2 GWS players with Jacob Weir and Cameron Fleeton. If we can see their names there. And finally, we in the normal Optimum Plus, we go to North Melbourne with Tom Powell. That's so you can kind of see his name there. And then we got 2 rookie card parallels of the Optimum Plus. We got for Essendon, Cody Brand, and for the Tigers, Samson Ryan. Well, let's take a look at our specialists now. So of course there was 5 different versions of the specialists. I've collected 4 of the different types. We've got 2 contested marks. We've got Cameron Zerha, which we did actually pick up twice. But our other contested mark specialist is Matt Tabner for the Dockers. And this was numbered 53 of 80 and Matt was 35. We have an intercepting mark with Tom Clary from Port. The different types of specialists have different colours. And Tom was numbered 13 of 80. We have an inside 50s specialist with Ben Ainsworth from the Suns. I really love the look of these cards. They're very sort of Tron. And Ben was numbered 17 of 80. And then finally, we have a tackling specialist with Taylor Adams from My Beloved Pies. It's got a really nice colour to it, and Taylor was number 27. So that's 4 of the different types of specialists: tackling, inside 50s, intercepting mark, and contested mark. Up next we had our headliners, and we weren't lucky enough to pull a gold headliner, but we from our 3 boxes picked up Riley O'Brien from the Crows. He was numbered 80 of 95. They're all numbered to 95. We had Clayton Oliver from the Demons. Clayton was 47. And then our other box pull was Max Gawn. So very happy to pull 2 Melbourne players in the year that they were grand finalists. And obviously Max Gawn had such an incredible season. He was numbered 22. But then I have also picked up a couple of cheapies. We've got Tom Papley from Sydney. Tom is numbered 57. And then we also had Toby Green from the Giants. He was numbered 80. So we have 2 inserts numbered to 80. So that is our headliners. Really love the look of these. Definitely very, very cool. Up next we have our draft pick signatures, or DPS. We kick things off with our bronze inserts. The bronze are numbered to 170. So we did get Braden Campbell, number draft pick 5 last year. That's a really lovely auto, and that was numbered 70. So very happy to get a top 10 pick. But from that same box, we also picked up Denver Granger Barras for the Hawks, who was draft pick 6 in 2020. Another really lovely auto. This was numbered 101. So we got draft pick 5 and 6, which was very, very cool. Then I was super chuffed to pull a Collingwood DPS. We had Finlay McRae, number 19. That was a 156. We certainly weren't getting incredibly low numbers for most of these, but yeah, super chuffed to pick up a Collingwood DPS. That won't be the last that I picked up, but for the last of our bronze, we did have Isaiah Winder from the Eagles. That was number 50. And then our golds, we picked up in our last box Jake Bowie, number 21. That looks beautiful. Love the gold. And really awesome to have a DPS that is now a premiership player in his first season. How good is that? And that was numbered 62 of 85, so the golds are numbered to 85. But yeah, I really love the DPSs, and you can kind of see that sort of opal, I don't know what you call it, opal pearl. There's just lots of, it's very subtle, but really, really classy. I think this is one of the best DPS designs they've had for a very long while. But then I did mention that we had another Collingwood coming. We did pick up a gold Bo McCreary, who was draft pick 44. Really loved that auto, and he was numbered 13, which would have been, if we had those around, we would have had a jumper number. But so very excited. So those were all of the cards that I pulled from my boxes. However, I did add one DPS to the collection. I found this gold for relatively cheap. It's Jacob Weir from the Giants, and I thought it would be cool to pick him up because he was the first rookie card that I pulled from my first Optimum box. So there was some sentimentality towards him, but I was also quite intrigued that this was number 1. So I've sort of taken a punt on Jacob, and fingers crossed. But yeah, I just thought that was a really cool pickup. And there is just one final card to show from Optimum, and it was our influential. And yeah, I could not believe that we were lucky enough to get a 1 per case card. I find with Select's premium products, my luck is not always the greatest, so I was very, very grateful and excited to pull an influential. They are really, really sick looking cards. This was number 6 of just 40. 40 is relatively very, very low for Select, who don't normally have super crazy low numbered cards. Such an exciting player to watch. That's the back of the cards. Yeah, so super chuffed to end my current Optimum collection with a Charlie Cameron influential. Well, there you go. That's my Select Optimum collection for 2021. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait for Supremacy. But until next time, stay cool, take care. My name is Dave, this is Scorecard Collectibles, and I can't wait for you to join me next time.